Hey friends, it's Dimitri with Rubashka Streetwear. So I'm driving home from my office right now. My phone is kind of in a weird position because I don't have a phone mount. I will get one though later tonight. I'm going to order one because when I need to make videos on the go, it's really helpful. I don't always do it in my car, but I thought that it was important to make a video right now because so today I was on my phone and I saw an Instagram reel, and this college age student, I think he was just out of college, he was doing like some kind of cooking thing, and he had like he was showing like food that he made during college to help him get through college that was very cheap, and it looked really good too. It was like potatoes and it had a couple of ingredients, so it was like barely anything, and he was listing out the pricing of the ingredients, and I was like, oh wow, that's cheap, that's awesome. If you're on a budget and you're in college, that'd be awesome. But what really irked me and what rubbed me the wrong way in that video was the comments. I saw the comments and I was scrolling through them. All of them were basically negative, and they were putting down this guy's idea or his advice to the world. He was just showing like, oh, this is what I ate to get through college, and all of the comments, they were all complaints and they're all criticisms over nothing. People are like, oh, that's so unrealistic. Where did you get that price for these ingredients? There's no way you can afford that in college. I don't have time to cook that in college. And basically, the reason why it rubbed me the wrong way was everyone was negative, and it got me thinking. This is a really important piece of advice or a business concept that I think it's important to reiterate for myself mentally, but also for you guys. I don't know how old you guys are, but if you are constantly complaining about something and you're constantly finding excuses for problems that you have in life, you're going to have a very difficult time in business, and you're going to have a difficult time trying to start something. So, a lot of you on this channel, you probably have a small business, or you're trying to start a clothing brand or some other business. Don't ever have, sorry, we're going over train tracks. Don't ever have that mindset where complaints and excuses are like in the forefront of your head, where you have a problem that happens or you're trying to do something new, and the first thing that you think of is an excuse or a complaint about it, and then you basically stop all progress. And the way to counteract that is to be creative and to ask questions. So in that reel, what would have been very nice to see as a generational thing, I don't know if this is just like a specific video, or is it like a problem with our generation, like millennials or Gen Z, or does this go across generations? But it seems to me like a lot of younger people, I don't know, like do we like to make excuses and complaints for everything in life? Like I personally would like to have seen that comment section full of questions like, hey, where did you find these ingredients for this cheap? Can you show me other resources to get this? Oh, that looks really good. Can you explain this? Can you go further in detail? People weren't curious about where he got it from, like what his thought process was. They weren't like, oh, I have barely any time to cook. What was your plan in college? How did you find time to cook? They weren't asking, they weren't trying to find a way, they were trying to find an excuse. And that is a phrase that stuck with me for a very long time, for several years now. I listened to a podcast or something, and I'll say it again. Don't try to find an excuse, try to find a way. That should be your mindset in business and in life in general. And, is, like I mentioned earlier, is this kind of like a problem with younger people? I do realize that we live in a crazy world, and that every year in some ways things get worse, although we do have things do get better in like technological advances and stuff like that. But we do have a lot of other issues that we're dealing with as a generation. But regardless of that happening, that's going to happen, and there's things beyond our control, right? And we're not always going to be able to fix every problem and have an answer for every problem and a solution for every problem. But a lot of things in your life, you can find a solution. It's feasible. You can do it. Sometimes we overthink our problems and our goals that we're trying to accomplish, and we think there's no way to do it. But really, that's just your brain kicking in. It's a defense mechanism, because when we do new things, we put defenses up because it's uncomfortable for us, right? We're challenging our mind and our body in different ways, and we don't want that to happen, right? That's why we make complaints and excuses, and we put up a shield in front of us, right, to stop us from trying and doing new things. And that's why it's almost difficult to curate that mindset of being curious and being solution oriented rather than problem oriented. So I say that as a piece of advice. If you are struggling in your brand, you're trying to start your clothing brand, or some of you may follow me and you do another business, you might be trying to start it and it's difficult, or you're hesitating on starting it because you keep thinking of all these problems and reasons why you can't do it. But like I said earlier, you need to change your mindset and be solution oriented, not problem oriented. I think that the more that people have that kind of mindset, it's just going to be a better world for everyone, right? Like when I was looking through those comments, it was depressing and it was unnerving and it rubbed me the wrong way. Those are the kind of people I would not want to be around. I would not want to hang around people that are constantly complaining and moaning and whining about stuff, like why they can't do this, why they can't do that. I was with my two really close friends that we've been friends since middle school and even before then. And when we were talking today, it was so great because each of them were telling me the accomplishments that they've been making over the past months. They weren't telling me all these problems they had and why they couldn't do X, right? And it gave me a confidence and a motivational boost to hear that from my friends. And we were basically uplifting each other and motivating each other to get to the next steps in life, right? Because we all have problems that we're trying to solve, and we all have goals that we're trying to accomplish, right? And you, as someone that's wanting to start a business or you're running your brand, you also should, or you might have goals right now that you're trying to accomplish. But the point of this video is be solution oriented. Don't be a complainer. Don't be a whiner. You can do it. There are legitimate roadblocks in life that you might not be able to overcome, but a lot of them you can. So just remember that. So anyways, that's just a rant that I wanted to go on because I think it's really important, and it's something that I wanted to remind myself about. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you got any value out of it, let me know, and leave me some comments down below, and I'll catch you later. Thanks, guys.